Me again. Okay, so this time I'm going to tell you things that people have said to me. I had to look at that again to make sure that's what it was. Okay, tell people, well, I'm sorry, I'm diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. You too young for that. Apparently, I'm not because that's what the doctor diagnosed me with, and that's what I take medication for. Why would you think I'm too young for something? Especially like if you don't know the condition, just you don't have to. And that's oh my God, you don't have to say anything. You're too young for that. Just don't say anything. The next one, you're too pretty for that. Well, thank you, but apparently I'm just ugly enough because I'm diagnosed with it. Thoughts and prayers to you. Thoughts and prayers to you evokes the same feeling in me as it probably does to you when politicians offer it after the next school shooting or something like that. It's like, yeah, thanks. Thanks a lot. But you have to give enthusiasm because you don't want to sound mean. But at the same time, it's like, thanks. Oh my gosh. Okay, so this one time me and my friends were in Jacksonville. We went for a girls' weekend, and this was like, sometimes people say things to you and it catches you off guard, but this was a small child. He had to be about 3 or 4, innocent child. And my friends are pushing me in my wheelchair, and he's in a stroller, and his grandma, son was pushing him. It was an older lady. And we're pretty close to each other, so I can hear their conversations, and I can hear everything he says. And he points and says, "Look at her in that baby chair, just like me." And his grandmother and her companion were like, "Oh my God, don't say that." And they apologized over and over again. And my friend's like, "Oh, it's okay. We know he's a kid." And my face was like, because I know he's a kid, but I want to ram this little kid right now with my wheelchair, you know? And I've never been in that situation before. Like, to have a little kid say something to me out the way. Usually it's been adults, so I could say something slick back to them or roll my eyes, just something. But it was a kid, and he was loud. I was embarrassed. I was shocked. I was angry. I just raged in that moment. I wouldn't run over a little kid, but in that moment, I wanted to run over that little kid. Oh, or man, I couldn't live like that. Well, thank you. How encouraging. I didn't think I could either, but here I am. And you could have kept that to yourself. You really could have. You really could have. Let me see the next one. God. So I have an aunt, and we all have that one family member. Love her to pieces, but she just says whatever. She told me when I first got diagnosed, and this was like, there was no ill intent. This was really her heart. She wanted to let me know that she would always be there for me no matter what condition I was in. She told me that she would wipe my poopy butt when I needed her to. Thanks, Aunt. I don't plan on getting to the point that I need somebody to do that. If I do, hopefully I'll be in a facility, and I can have someone else, like a nurse, CNA, do it. And this is like when I was first diagnosed, not even like as the disability progressed. This is like you first get diagnosed from the doctor. "Oh, let me wipe your poopy butt." "Oh, thank you, Auntie." Okay, and this one. I've grown, and I've grown as a person. I've grown in my being, and I've grown more comfortable in my body being the way it is now. I'm more understanding that people are generally, they don't try to offend you, they don't try to hurt you, but they will at times, and I give more grace now. This one chick that I'm about to tell you about, she didn't get any grace. Excuse me, because I may curse with this one. Just when I give you my response of what I said to her, and it was like a gut response. So at the time, I was going to a gym. Up the street, I was still driving my car and everything. And so I would go to the gym because I could work out like at night. You know, when a lot of people weren't there, I would go. Because I was still embarrassed about the limp that I had after working out for a while. So I had to go out to my car to do something. And as I'm coming back, there's a little girl outside. She had been working out. Well, not little, but she was probably college age. She had been working out with her family, and I guess she was done, so she went and sat outside. So as I'm walking, limping, she's staring directly at me. And as I get closer, I look at her. I'm like, what the fuck are you staring at me for? She said, oh, no, 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 I'm not staring at you. You're looking right at me. You're staring at me. And you're not even trying to hide it. You're staring directly at me. You're looking in my eyes. So yeah, don't stare at people, or at least like if they catch you staring, look away, do something, Just don't stare at people. Don't stare. And also I realized that, sometimes we look off, and it could have been where she was looking at me, but not really looking at me. Her mind was somewhere else, but she just happened to be looking in that direction. And because I was so insecure, I took off and went off on this girl. Sorry, girl. Anyway, that's it for the things that people say.